What's going on, YouTube fam? How we doing today, you guys? It is June 27th, 7:24 in La Manana. Wow! Wow! By golly, she's up early today. She's up and at it. She's catching the worm. That early bird. That early bird gal. That's me, Kimberly Ponce, coming to you on the Kimberly Ponce channel, where we talk about awesome things, literally, the time, all the time, all the time. And you guys, it is a beautiful day. It really is. Sun's not quite out yet, but I'm sure this will all burn off. Look at everyone waiting to go to work at the bus stop. Bunch of cutie patooties. And everyone driving around, honking at each other, being cute New Yorkers, getting their coffee, probably also getting their other substances just to get through the day, but we'll leave that. This is, we got Wall Street here, you guys. Things need to get done. Coffee's not gonna cut it. Alright. This video today, you guys, is on how to spot a fake friend and 6 ways to tell that you're dealing with, like, somebody who's kind of toxic, somebody who's not really forthright, somebody who's kind of a fake friend. They're not really kicking with you because they dig you. It's for other reasons. And so whenever a friend isn't just with you because they like who you are and they want to see well for you, it's you don't want to associate with them. Proverbs 25:19. Putting confidence in an unreliable person in times of trouble is like chewing with a broken tooth or walking on a lame foot. It's a good word, you guys. We got it with us. Putting confidence in an unreliable person in times of trouble is like chewing with a broken tooth or walking on a lame foot. Wow. And you just sometimes you can't always tell when it's like a fake friend because they're so freaking psychotically good at pretending to be like our freaking actual friend. It's so weird. They have to like try and hide it as much as they can until like one day you're doing so well in life, sweet gal or beautiful gentleman getting this vid, like until like to the point where you're like undeniably achieving awesome things and accomplishing like life dreams. They like can't hide it anymore. That's when it gets to be like kind of funny. Discernment is probably the best thing to pray for if you may be dealing with this, because we don't want to kick out friends that are really for us, but you'll kind of know, it's like listen to your gut. What's your gut saying? Remember we made that video, the delinquency of not trusting your gut. So that is the Holy Spirit discernment acting up in your tummy and trying to tell you, don't get in the car with this, don't go to Papa Murphy's with this friend or or wherever you hang out with your friends. I don't know, maybe you Papa John's. Go pick up a large pizza, whatever you do with your friends. But like that feeling, like we gotta listen to it. And so if you may be dealing with this situation, keep listening right here. I want you to listen to this. A 2 Corinthians something, I forgot to write it down, but it is, come out from among them and be separate. Come out from among them and be separate. So if you're kind of starting to see some habits or behaviors or patterns or just a general overall feeling of like, this feels like sinful in some way, or something's not quite right, or this doesn't feel authentic, I kind of feel like they're draining me. And like, more often than not, if it's a fake friend, that's another way you'll be able to kind of tell, is like, they're draining your energy, boo, because they're so desperate to steal your good energy. They're not actually for you. So they're like, every time they see you, they're empty, but then by the time you leave and you stop hanging out with them and you're like, okay, see you next time, or like, bye, it's like they're all filled up, like their coffee is like, their cup is all filled up and like you're all drained. That's another great indicator, is like, how do you feel after hanging out with that person? And I know plenty of other like really smart cookies on YouTube have helped me learn how to discern by asking that same question. It's like, when you stop hanging out with these people and stuff, how do you feel after you leave? That's a good indicator. Are you energized? Are you like drained and like, oh, I don't want to see these people again, and etc. And we want to be careful with who we spend our time with, because sometimes you can't unhear things, and sometimes you cannot unsee things, and sometimes it has an insidious way of influencing us later on. And we want to be very, very careful with who we choose to hang out with. Proverbs 12:26, the righteous choose their friends carefully. I'm like chugging this coffee. I need to slow down, Lassie. It's before 8 a.m. Alright. Okay. Proverbs 12:26, the righteous choose their friends carefully, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. The righteous choose their friends carefully, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. That's Proverbs 12:26. Let me just do a quickie double checkies. Alright, quickies on this. Oh yeah, 2 Corinthians, so you guys, come out from among them and be separate, says the Lord. Do not touch what is unclean, and I will receive you. I will be a father to you, and you shall be my sons and daughters. 2 Corinthians 6:17 through 18. See, it can be a bummer when you really think you got a friend and then they're like, psych! I've been there. I know it hurts. Psalms 41:9. Even my close friend, someone I trusted, has failed me. Oh god, it's wet out here. It rained last night. Actually, I think we kind of needed that. TBH, you guys like my soccer socks? See the soccer ball? It's because I'm a badass soccer player. Yeah. Chicka chicka yeah. Chicka chicka yeah. Maybe I will go play a game sometime soon. I could use that in my life. I could use that energy in my life. I could really use that energy in my life. I'm kind of in the mood for a game now. The day is ahead of me, and there are many possibilities. There are so many things to do in this city. Other ways to tell that you have like a fake friend in your life. You know, it gets weird. It's like you're talking about things that you love, and then you're like, yeah, and like this happened, and I never thought it would happen, and I'm so pleased. I can't believe it. I'm so proud of myself. And then they're just like, oh, what? It's not that big of a deal. Becky! Let's get in your full moon energy, Becky! Like, and then they'll just be like, not giving you any I don't know if anyone's fake friend's name is Becky. You gotta lay down the law if your friend's not in their full moon energy. Okay. For reals, like, they'll be silent when you expect them to congratulate you and give you that credit that like a normal, non-psychotic fake friend would give you, who's actually there for you. And like a friend who, like, okay, I'll give you an example, you guys. I'm about to give you a beautiful example. My sister is like the world's best soccer player, and she has like really cool photos of her back in the day tearing it up on the field, and these photos of like her and her teammates literally jumping over each other in excitement when a goal was scored and like they won the game, and it was like a really big championship or etc., like a really big deal. So if your friend isn't like as excited for you as like your teammate would be if you just made a goal, then like you want the friend, like, then like they're not for you, baby. Like, I'm sorry, like you gotta separate yourself from the toxicity and the fakeness, because they're just draining you and they're harming. Like, listen here, listen, we got it right here. Proverbs 13:20. I keep trying to get comfortable today and it just isn't happening. Proverbs 13:20. Listen to this, you guys. Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. Suffers harm. For a companion of fool suffers harm. Yeah, we don't want that. We want to be with friends who are for us, who are Gucci, who are with us, who will let us cry on their shoulder if we need to, who will jump up and down with us in victory, who will be willing to go out and get a pint of ice cream, whatever, and a box of Kleenex if that relationship of like years and years and years that they've always seen you in suddenly ends. Like, you want the friends that, like, you know, it's like hard to find good peeps nowadays. It truly is. So if you got them in your life, cherish them, value them. Thank God for having those real peeps in your life that are sharpening you. Oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. Yeah, you want to have iron. As iron sharpens iron, so does man sharpen his fellow friend. As iron as iron sharpens iron sharpens iron. Proverbs. Oh, I guess Proverbs is where we're really kicking it today, you guys. That's really cool. I'm really pleased. Thanks for being here, by the way. Thanks for being you. Look at this gorgeous architecture. Like, there's literally all kinds of beautiful architecture in this beautiful city. I can't get over it. I can't get over how much work was put into this city. You know how many men lost their lives, like, putting these bridges together and whatnot? Like, construction men really are like, wow. They really make things happen, don't they? They're so quick. They are so quick. So, yeah. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Proverbs 27:17. As one man sharpens iron, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Yeah, you wanna people that are holding you accountable, that are keeping you in line. Oh my god, look at the limo. Look at the Hummer limo, you guys. That is my ride. That is my ride. Should we go catch it? Should I just knock on the window? Hey! You got room for two? I'll count you guys as two. You can be my plus one. Okay. Alright. Dang, look at that ride! Woo! That's my ride. They're just a little early. Okay. You want the good peeps in your life, people holding you accountable, the person that's gonna help you hold your tongue, the person that's gonna, my sister too, I guess I'm talking about her. She's on my line. And she had a really good friend. My sister, she's really beautiful, and she had a really, really solid friend growing up and understood my sister. In some ways understood her more, I feel like, than I kind of could. And I guess what's beautiful about different relationships in life. That's what's really beautiful about having, people get to know one person and then seeing people in a community and interact with different people and friends. It's like you see them in a multifaceted viewpoint rather than, oh, she's just my sister. You see, you know what I'm saying? You see them in a bigger, broader sense, multifaceted sense. So anyway, she could see that my sister was getting really upset one day, and just kind of getting kind of mouthy with my mom in the kitchen. Something about chores, something before gotta go do this. You gotta take out the trash or something before you can go hang out. And I adored, and I still do, I have a big love for all my soccer girls, you know what I'm saying, growing up and stuff. But my sister's friend just kind of saw that my sister was starting to give in to the agitation of the morning and started to argue, and then my sister's friend just took her arm and then was like, come on, and hi, hello, I'm a female and I'm vlogging. Yes, focus on your driving, mister. Focus. I gotta fucking not have an attitude, bro, but I can't help it when men just stare at women like they've never seen a woman in their life. It drives me nuts. It's stop. Literally stop. You're a grown man, practice self-control. It makes me so annoyed when men walk closer to me than they need to, and I can feel their excitement, and it's disgusting. It's actually disgusting. I get so agitated. It gets me there, you guys. But I try and men are very visual. I have to try and think about that, but they can also practice self-control, and they don't have to gawk. You're gawking at me. I'm gonna make you feel silly for gawking at me. Yes. Anyway. I think you want a friend that's gonna help you calm down. See how I just got all agitated? I need a friend right now who's come on, relax, chill out. And that was really sweet. She just grabbed her hand like this and was like, come on, and you want a friend that's gonna sharpen you. And that was a moment where my sister's friend was sharpening her and saying, don't let's not go there. Let's have a good day. It's the summer. Let's not argue. Come on, let's go have a good time. And actually, my whole family talked about how efficient that was, and how we were all kind of impressed with my sister's friend at that. So, good friends, you guys, they make the life that we live so worthwhile. They make the life that we live so beautiful, so totally worth it. But quick rundown of how to know if somebody in your life is kind of not for you. they just like stay quiet when you get excited. Like that's kind of like the number one, like they resent your accomplishments. That's like what I wrote for number one. Number two, they're always ready to pick you up when you're down, and then they're never there to give you credit when you win. So they'll respond to a text where you're like, I'm really, like, my mental health is shit right now. And they're like, oh, I'm really sorry you're going through that. And like, they'll immediately respond. And then you like send them like, hey, I just got like on Broadway for my comedy. I got booked on Broadway. And then they never give you the congratulations. These things happen and it hurts. And you think that these people are your friends. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. So you got to make sure that you're not giving yourself away to friends who aren't going to reciprocate your accomplishments. They're not really for you. You want to separate yourself, distance yourself if you see that happening. Number three, the silent response after you tell them something wonderful, like an achievement. So again, it's like that weird stagnant energy where they're just like not wanting to give you any credit, make you feel any kind of special way, even though you totally deserve it. It's because they like can never dream of getting to the point where they have enough balls to do what you do with your life. So they stay quiet and they don't want to make you feel any more. They don't want to. Well, in their head, they're like, well, she or he doesn't need any more of a big head about this. So I'm going to continue taking their good energy, but never, giving anything back. These are the people you don't want in your life, you guys. Okay, so important video to stay tuned on. Number 4, subtle backhanded compliments and put downs disguised as social hangout etiquette. So it'll be something sneaky, subtle. You can't quite use it as evidence for that was a put down, but it's subtle, and it's not. It's never a good energy. It's never good. So, I got 24 miles on my board this week. Yeah, 24 miles. Yep, I'm really good. I'm really consistent. I'm really proud of myself. Oh shit, your board hasn't broken yet? Things that are just like negative in response to something that's good. I mean, like, you're trying to like bring in the good achievement and like say something good, and they're like, oh, but your board hasn't broken yet. Or like showing somebody how much you love to play guitar, and then they're like, yeah, well, it really hurts, like the strings really hurt fingers, and like, or like, it looks like your strings are falling off. Like, they'll come up with like things to put fear in you to like not do the thing that you want to do. They're subtle. That's why you have to stay like very scrupulous, vigilant of the words we're hearing. So subtle backhanded compliments and put downs disguised as social hanging out etiquette. That was number 4. Number 5 is they are constantly ignoring you when they get the chance to make you feel small. So they'll try and do everything they can to hang out with you and like love bomb you, and then like when they get you in their vicinity, they just like have other things to do, or they like make you feel like you're not important, or they leave a lot of the things that you're saying, you're trying to connect with them, and they're just like in another world on another like technological device, but like they're not giving you the attention you deserve, and they're not saying anything back to like what the good things you're trying to bring into the world. Like, you're trying to bring up a good point, you're trying to say something like, I'm proud of myself and I did really well on my nutrition in my my workout list this week, and they don't want to make you seem any more great than you are, because like they don't want you to know how awesome you are, but then they want to continue to take from you and your good energy that you've harnessed all your whole life. Despite how much you've gone through, you still have really good energy because you've worked for that, and you know how to like maintain your like chi and take care of yourself. Don't let these people ride off the tailcoats of your success. You're way, 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 way better than that game, babe. Then number 6, you guys, and the last one we'll end with today is, they're way too nosy for their own good. So every time you hang out, so what have you been up to? What have you been up to? What you been doing? It's always like, they want to know so they can figure out how to dismantle your success. Like, legitimately, like, we never want to believe all this stuff when we're like, not wanting to believe it, but then after you see patterns and behaviors, and you every time you're done hanging out with that person, whoever's coming to mind right now, you just feel drained, that's probably the person that you shouldn't really hang out with, maybe even as much. Maybe if it's hard to consider cutting that person just off, I understand. Maybe try distancing for the first little bit, as a way to kind of, let yourself taper into going no contact with these people that aren't for you, because despite like them kind of not being there for you, there might have still been a bond. And that's what's hard about even like abusive relationships and relationships and friendships and connections, is like there's still there can be things such as trauma bonds. There can be attachments. You can have attachment to somebody, you can have a soul tie to somebody. Like there's other reasons that we feel drawn to each other other than like that person just being like a good friend for you. So there's a lot going on in the world. If you keep in the Word, you're gonna be on a straight arrow of success and with the thickest thieves with God, you guys. But watch out for just them being way too nosy for their own good. They don't need to know all that information every single time you see them. If you want to know how to learn how to not give out as much information, whenever somebody asks you a question, either change the subject or come up with a question. If you're quick enough and clever enough, come up with a question in the moment that makes them do the work instead of always answering and giving out your information. Let them start to know that you're onto them and they're not going to get information out of you so easily. You don't have to answer questions. Cool, somebody asks you a question, like, you don't have to answer that question. You actually don't even have to say anything if you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people that are out here just to steal your good energy that you've worked so hard for, boo. And it can be disappointing when we think we have friends and they're just not there for us in the way that we expected. In fact, they were there to like harm us the whole time. And that's what we see with Proverbs 13:20. Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. And we'll end with the last Bible verse, James 4:4. Whoever wishes to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. We'll end with Ephesians 4:32, because it's the most positive out of all this. So despite people who are like this, conniving, manipulative, kind of empty on the inside and no backbone, no moral compass, so they have to like attach themselves onto everything you've created and developed, who you are, and try and get like a little bit of what you've gotten for yourself and like earned for yourself, but then never give you the credit, never give anything back, and constantly try and put you down and harm you. They're like the legit, like fake friends are one fake friend is worse than 1,000 enemies. And I can speak to that. Holy moly, man. Yeah. There are some deep wounds that are still healing over friendships that I thought had me for life. You know what I'm saying? And like friends from elementary school, like, you like, man, those are moments in life where you're like, wow. We used to make sandcastles, and now you're doing witchcraft against me. Like, that's insane. We used to make sandcastles together and like go to lunch and together in cafeteria, and like, it's insane to see what the world, how people can go good or can go bad. Well, we'll end with this. No matter what you're currently facing, we'll end with this. Ephesians 4:32. Be kind and loving to each other. Forgive each other the same as God forgave you through Christ. That's so beautiful, you guys. I love you so much. Thanks for kicking it a little bit extra long this morning. I love you. And stay tuned. There's more awesome content coming, because it's not even 8 a.m. yet, and your girl is on fire. Fire power. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. Okay. I feel like that was my best. I'll see you guys later, okay? Peace.